I made a conscious decision that, it's not the old going out and knocking on doors and saying, will you vote for me type politics. I'm trying to do politics differently here, which is saying, rather than at an election time, people just drop a manifesto on the public and expect everybody to rush out and vote for it. What I'm trying to do is say, can the people of Greater Manchester help me write a manifesto that actually reflects what they want? So that's why we're putting the investment in now in events such as this. We're really trying to do it differently, build it from the bottom up. People have lost faith in politics, and it would be a major mistake for me to step out of Westminster and come here and repeat the way things work in Westminster. This is a chance to break the mould a bit and say, look, we're going to do things differently, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's possible to be able to make a sort of integrated transport network in Manchester?
That's what we need. At the moment it isn't integrated, it's very fragmented, and that's particularly because of the way the buses work in Greater Manchester. Since deregulation of the buses in the 1980s, we've had a free-for-all, really. So on the busy, lucrative routes, we've got buses nose to tail, and they're adding to the congestion. People think Oxford Road when obviously I say that. But then you've got other more isolated parts of Greater Manchester where they've removed the services altogether and they can't get access to buses. So one of the things that comes, hopefully, with the new mayoral position is the powers to re-regulate buses. And I intend to use those powers to bring us back to a better quality, more integrated bus system that links to other forms of transport, but is also affordable for people, and is a bus network that isn't, as I say, just following the money, but is actually providing a public service.
How would devolution sort of allow us to cope better financially with implementing new infrastructure?
Well, clearly it's going to be a challenge. There's no getting away from that. But this is where the mayor will have to, I guess, choose priorities. So I'm quite clear that young people, in my view, in Greater Manchester need to be my priority. Westminster has made them a target for cuts. I want to make them a priority for investment, because I don't think you can build a strong and prosperous society if your young people don't have hope.
What is your sort of general vision for young people in Manchester? What would you like them to?
Well, I suppose if I wanted to describe the overall ambition, it should be that we're the best place in the country to grow up. At the moment we've got a kind of national policy that makes schools very much exam factories where they're kind of just testing kids to get through the exams. I think we've lost the focus on what it is to have a decent rounded childhood. We've got a really challenging statistic that around a third of kids in Greater Manchester, 70% in some parts of it, arrive at school in reception class at age 4 not school ready. And what that means is they don't have the basic language or social skills to start learning. Now, if, like me, you want a more equal society, I don't think you can have it unless you change those statistics. The way I look at it quite simply, if you're old enough to get exploited in a Sports Direct shop on a Saturday afternoon, you're old enough to vote, in my view. Yeah. And so we should give young people, or 16-year-olds, the vote. I want to have a very strong agenda with respect to transport and the environment, and I've made very clear already that I will have a presumption against fracking across Greater Manchester. For me, that belongs to the past. It's not about our future. I want to have major investment in cycling, helping people get out of the cars and improving our air quality. So what I would say to people who perhaps have traditionally voted Green is that what you will see coming through my bottom-up manifesto process are some policies, hopefully, that will make sense. So even if people are minded to vote Green number 1 in this election, I would just remind them that they've got a number 2 vote too, and I would be very grateful for it. But there's a challenge there. They should test all the candidates on how ambitious they're prepared to be in terms of the green agenda. I want Greater Manchester to do more for renewable energy and community generated energy. I want a better policy on waste so that we deal with our own waste within Greater Manchester and we don't put it on the roads and into landfill. So yeah, there are big issues that we can deal with, but I think this is about the Labour Party actually helping reinvent itself, for want of a better word. You know, kind of get closer to people, listen to their concerns, so that we bring policies forward that actually speak to their everyday lives. And you know, I'm quite clear that young people should be our focus, and I think, you know, only Labour really can be trusted to deliver practical help for young people, as we've done throughout our history. And you know, that is a message that you will hear repeatedly from me from now until polling day.
Thank you.
All right, no problem.